WAPT begins with breaking news.
We are following breaking news tonight. Some Hinds County precincts are staying open until 9 p.m.
We have seen a flurry of legal filings tonight dealing with the ballot shortages in Hinds County on the long lines at the polls. 16 WAPT's Madeline Nolan is live at the Hinds County Courthouse to talk about what we're seeing now. Madeline.
Well, actually, there's a lot of legal matters being thrown around, so we're still working to figure things out. But what we know right now is that polls in Hinds County did just close at 8 p.m. Now, after several precincts ran out of ballots in Hinds County, it forced election commissioners to print more and then deliver them to precincts, which took some time, causing long lines and many frustrated voters. Chuck Taylor, the chairman for the Mississippi Democratic Party, filed a lawsuit within Hinds County, and Judge Dwayne Thomas approved to those terms of the lawsuit, which extended closing hours from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. only in Hinds County, the largest county in the state with 107 precincts.
Mississippians deserve a vote, number one. We recognized there was going to be a problem very early, and we started the process of actually filing a lawsuit to make sure that there was an injunction to extend the voting hours.
Now, again, there's several other lawsuits being thrown around, and we're still working to understand them. One from the GOP and another from Mississippi Votes. Taylor believes this issue in Hinds County is a direct result from high voter turnout in the county, as is unsure as to whether or not this is a clerical issue. Now, polls did just close at 8 p.m., but if you are in line now by 8 p.m., you can still cast your ballot. Live at Hinds County Courthouse, Madeline Nolan, 16 WAPT News.
Madeline mentioned the number of filings. Want to get to one of them just into our newsroom. The Mississippi Republican Party, their response to all of this. They filed a motion to intervene in that voting extension of these Hinds County precincts. The party is asking the state Supreme Court to require the ballots of voters who cast ballots that weren't in line by 7 p.m. to be segregated out, separated out, and not counted with the ballots of voters who were in line before that original 7 p.m. closing time. The Mississippi GOP is also requesting that all segregated ballots not counted be returned to the circuit clerk's office in a sealed ballot box. Now, while the parties are wrangling over the hours of the polls in Hinds County, candidates, of course, are watching and waiting for returns across the state.
16 WAPT's Ross Adams is live from Jackson, where Democratic candidate Brandon Presley is hosting a watch party. Ross.
That's right, and here in the Faulkner in downtown Jackson, we are seeing no one right here behind the empty stage. There are some supporters for Brandon Presley. Right now, they're on another floor inside this building where they're watching the results come in. Now, Presley, we have not seen him. We expect to see him later tonight. His campaign is certainly paying attention to the ballot shortage fiasco that we are seeing in Hinds County. And we just read I guess you could call it an X, or formerly known as Twitter, where they says that the campaign manager says they are aware of the ballot shortages at multiple locations in Hinds County, and they're taking legal action to ensure that every Mississippi voter who is eligible can do so. And they also list a phone number for voters to call in case they have any questions. Certainly, it is going to be a long night and a lot of focus on Hinds County as well as 81 other counties as those results come in. For now, we're live in downtown Jackson. Ross Adams, 16 WAPT News.
Thank you, Ross. And incumbent Tate Reeves is also hosting a watch party tonight in Flowood.
16 WAPT's Scott Simmons is live there. What's going on, Scott?
Yeah, crowds building here. The polls, of course, closing for the majority of the state around 7 o'clock. So a lot of the campaign workers have come to the hotel room here in Chariton, this hotel suite area where they've set up their return party. The governor started the day off early voting at a State Street polling location. He came out firing when talking about his opponent, Brandon Presley. Of course, they have gone back and forth throughout this entire campaign in what has been a costly back and forth on the airwaves over issues. The governor has spent more than Brandon Presley, but Brandon Presley has raised more money in the latter parts of this campaign. Both candidates spending more than $20 million in what has been a hard-fought and volatile race. Right now, the governor and staff off-site at this hotel taking in the numbers and the returns, gauging key precincts, areas where they historically have done well, and are gauging those as a measure of how this election is going. So the count continues tonight as all of us are waiting for those returns to come in. We're live in Flowood. Scott Simmons, 16, WAPT News.
Thank you, Scott. And our election coverage continues throughout the night.
That's right. We'll break in with those election results for you. In the meantime, you can see them scrolling on the bottom of your screen and online at WAPT.com.